Good morning.
Hello, it's a raid
Oh.
store. We got a lot of shit going on over here. No, I'm just kidding.
Why the hell are you wearing earmuffs?
Noise canceling. I got a dishwasher over here. It's really loud. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, I was like, I don't think you want to noise cancel. We're trying to talk to each other.
Well, I just saw them on the table and I was intrigued.
Well, welcome to the Diners Friday special. We have slightly changed the show, mostly because trying to look up this stuff every day was becoming depressing and difficult. So,
for you, not me.
Yeah, your Twitter is butterflies and rainbows, so it was way easier for you. Mine was people being murdered and all the other bullshit, and it was becoming very depressing.
You were deep diving. I was just skimming. Skimming's way easier.
I felt like we wanted to bring some like real topics that we can talk about sports, but obviously not everybody's super into sports. So, got to kind of bring a variety, I suppose.
Yeah, I just don't deep dive into anything because I don't want to know too much. That's when stuff gets bad.
Yeah. I got to learn this new program, though, because I'm pretty sure it cut off the first chunk of our intro again. I'm not sure why or how or so. I'm going to have to do some research, but we have a new computer and program, and obviously our stuff looks a little bit different. So
just
working on it.
Bit different. So, yeah.
Trying to get it all figured out. So,
yeah.
Do you want to go ahead and jump into our sponsors?
Yes. Let's thank our gold sponsors for letting us do this awesome content. Pappy's Barbecue, Peak Performance Gym, Stitch Brands, ML Productions, the Wabash Valley Plumbing, and the Wabash Valley Adult and Teen Challenge. Thank you for everything. Yeah. No.
Sorry. I was pulling up another one because one of our sponsors, we have a wing eating competition that will be happening on May 1st. We're taking 5 entrants. Is it 5 entrants plus one of us or 5 entrants?
Yeah, it's 5 challengers to the one champion, which there's a little bit of discrepancy on who the champion is.
Because I won our bet with the spread, but you obviously had the most wings. So I feel like the most wings is kind of what we were going for. I just won our bet kind of deal. So I will do it either way. It doesn't matter to me. So whichever.
Maybe we'll put out a poll and let the world.
But reach out to us. I think we have a couple spots left to fill. So $25 entry, $100 prize, and the title to the winner. It will be boneless wings this time, so you do not get your throat impaled by a chicken bone.
Yeah.
And not.
And there's like 7 different sauces you can choose from, or you can get a flight or whatever.
We went naked wings last time and dipped them, and I was not mad about that decision at all, because then it kind of, I guess I don't want to give away the the secrets of how we did it, but that made it way easier.
You dip the wing and you eat it.
I guess there wasn't too much, but it definitely gave like the variety, so it helped that monotony. Because I think if they would have been all one flavor, I would have struggled. Like I told you, that the sugar and everything else, I could kind of gauge how much was going to be on there.
Yeah. Well, if you want to enter that contest. If you want to enter the contest, reach out to us. Your spot will not be locked in until you pay to enter. So
So we have a couple spots open, 2 confirmed, so 3 spots left. If you would like to do it, message us on Facebook or email dinerpod@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm. Or reach out to us on cell phones.
Yeah. If you have our number, just text us, call us.
Yeah.
That works as well.
And then we accept PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. And I guess if like you come to us, cash. So
because I guess they could swipe a credit card. It just might be slightly painful.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if we can take credit cards. I don't know.
Yeah, we probably can with some of the apps. That's not what I was talking about, but yeah.
I'm not credit carding anybody's butt cheeks, bud. I'm not P. Diddy. No.
I had that on one of my topics. Let's just dive right into it.
Allegedly P. Diddy. I'm not allegedly.
It doesn't seem like it's allegedly anymore. I mean, I assume when you have the Department of Homeland Security raiding your house, things are not going well.
Yeah, probably not. What's this lighting up for?
I have no idea.
Oh.
Now seems like a fine time to fix it.
Well, it's gone now. I want to click the button. I don't like shit like the notifications. I hate notifications. Like I'm like, get away. Get away.
Yeah.
Get away.
I'm gonna have to figure out a different setup for this, because I don't get to like look at the screen. I have to look up at the top of my computer, and I have to look over your head, so it's super weird. So it looks like I'm looking at you, but really I'm looking over top of your head.
Well, here I have these puzzles you left in my house from Christmas. What you could do is take these boxes and then put your laptop up, and then it's higher. You got that option.
It would be the same concept, jackass. Like right now, I'm looking at you. Now I'm looking at the camera. So if I'm looking at you, it looks like I'm looking like down at the keyboard, and I have to look like up over. So it doesn't matter how high my laptop is; it's going to be the same concept.
No, if you hold it up higher, it's gonna. You're like looking. You're good.
I know, jackass, but I still like if I'm looking at you right now compared to looking at the camera. That's what I'm talking. It's just hard. I can't look at. I like making eye contact while we're talking, and it's very difficult because I have to stare.
We're just looking at general. I'm looking at your face. It may not be your eyes, but I'm looking at your face.
Yes, and I wish I could just like make the.
Does your wife? Does your wife want these back?
Yeah, I'll bring them home eventually.
Because Anna goes, "These are mammals. I'm throwing them away." I'm like, "No, they're not mammals." Like,
she's like, "Get these puzzles out of our house." I think she's told me that before. You need to take your puzzles. I forgot they were even there.
Yeah, they got moved into this room, and I don't know. I don't go in there other than like clean, and it's. You know what pisses me off about having kids? You clean a room, and then it's destroyed.
It's amazing. They're like little Tasmanian devils, and you clean up shit, and it's pointless because then they just come through and destroy it, and then you end up cleaning up 75 messes throughout the day, and it's like, will you guys please stop?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But that's just what they're made to do, I think.
I know. Well, we talked about P. Diddy. Why don't you go into the P. Diddy alleged stuff?
So, yeah, allegedly, P. Diddy is like the Epstein of the music world, I guess. And he was trafficking women and children and having parties. And I guess had cameras in every room. So they're saying they're combing through all the evidence. But I guess they have like videos of politicians and celebrities and all kinds of people at the whatever they called them, the freak out parties or something.
I said Diddy party.
I forget what it is, but yeah, it does not seem to be going well. But it's amazing to me how quickly on Twitter things just vanish from it. Like you have to seek out any of that stuff. And I was trying to look earlier, and it was just like littered with ads. Because I was trying to just see what was going on, like if there was a whole lot of updates or any new kind of things to talk about based off. I mean, obviously it's been out for a little while now. We just haven't done one of these for quite a while. So, but it's crazy how quickly that stuff vanishes and goes off of Twitter where you have to search it. But it seems like people close to him, his bodyguards and like former people he dated, all kinds of things are coming out, other rappers, and kind of saying it was all kind of coming around full circle kind of thing. So it's definitely always alleged, but it seems like Mr. Diddy is an evil, evil man.
Yeah, I was never a fan of his music, so.
No, I really wasn't either. I mean, there's a couple. Wasn't he in the Bad Boys?
Yeah, I think it was Bad Boys. He was on the east side when it was East versus West with Tupac and Biggie. He was on Biggie's side.
No, that was a rumor too, was that he's the one that killed those two.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Oh, it's all allegedly. That's why I put that disclaimer at the first part of this, that we are morons, not lawyers. This is all
for entertainment purposes only, not information.
Comedic, informative, if you will.
Yeah. We just that's why we skim, so then people deep dive their own and then screw up our time on it.
Go do your own research. We do our best. And if you want to fact check us, please do, because we're probably wrong in most cases, but we try our best.
I don't claim to be informative. I just claim to be entertaining. But
I surprisingly had more like sports stuff on mine today than I did dark things. My Twitter has made a drastic shift, so I was very happy. But yeah, the Diddy stuff, like essentially, like he's the Epstein of the music world, and he was kind of running a similar blackmail type operation where they would get
do you think that's why he kept changing his name from Puff Daddy to P. Diddy to Diddy? Is it going to be Diddley next, or?
That's what the Diddler is. What he is the nickname.
Oh, the Diddler is going to be a Batman character.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of P. Diddy in the Riddler costume, and it was the Diddler.
Gotcha.
There was a couple other ones that were pretty good. I just don't remember. I don't want to.
Now, why does he keep changing his name? That's the thing I never understood. It's like you got famous as Puff Daddy or Sean Puffy Combs or whatever. I don't remember the timeline of name changes, but Why do you keep changing your name?
I don't know. Maybe he was having an identity crisis, or he seems like he might be a crazy person. So,
well, he might be. That video I saw of him and Usher was weird.
what was that? You were kind of
I'll
explaining it
demonstrate
last night.
It was Usher like, "Hey, look at this video," and then like Puff Daddy is like bent over like this, going, "Yeah, yeah," and you can't see Usher standing here blocking P Diddy, and you just see him going, "Yeah, yeah, yeah."
Yeah. Is that how they recorded the "Yeah" song?
Maybe. I don't know.
That
it was just like, what in the world is going on? But
it's crazy that, because we've talked about this stuff a lot on multiple of the podcasts and whatever, but it's crazy how this stuff's kind of coming to fruition now. Because you always talk about it as like conspiracy theory, where you're kind of looking at it going, yeah, okay, like this almost seems too outlandish for it to be real, but then it starts coming to light and people start legit getting busted for it and stuff, and it's like, oh, this is real.
Yeah, that's I try to, and that's what, like, sorry, I'm not a classy person. I try to be, but I'm not. It's just like, I don't know, social media. That's the bad. I guess the good / bad part is you're finding stuff out, and then it's like, I don't want to know. But,
yeah. So there was one that I saw, another one that I brought that you were talking about social media. There was a lady in the Netherlands. I think it said she was 28, but I guess they have it to where it's legal to, I don't know what the word I'm allowed to use without getting us kicked off. Euthanasia. I'm not sure if you can use that word, but it's legal for them to like just choose to die, I suppose. And basically the reason she has a boyfriend, she has pets, and she said she's just dealing with a lot of mental health issues and anxiety. And the doctors told her that, yeah, what we're doing is basically all we can do for you. So she said, all right, well, screw it then, I'm out. And she's scheduled to die next month. And I'm like, that's crazy that at 28, I feel like I was still a complete moron. Like, I'm still a complete moron at 35. Like that. And there's so many things that you can change about your life in the course of even a year. Like you start changing your diet and exercise and the way you think. And I know it's hard and not everybody is the same, but to just give up on life at 28 and be like, you know what? Nope. Let's just
had a good run. We're going to call it.
Yeah. We're just going to call her quit. Like that's a whole nother level of, and like, shame on the doctors, I suppose, too, for being okay with just, yeah, sounds good, we'll schedule you. I know it's legal, but I'm all for adults getting to do whatever they want, but that seems slightly aggressive.
Yeah, I'd have a different plan. While we're on the doom and gloom, I did
just keep going down the depressing rabbit hole.
The good thing is I only got two. Two doom and gloom.
That was my only ones.
Whoa, that's weird.
I know.
I got one here. And this was just on the trending section. I don't deep dive, like I said. I did see Ukraine is joining NATO.
Yeah, which might cause World War III, because that could end very badly. That's what Elon Musk tweeted about that. I think how did he say it? He said, "This is how the movie
Terminator."
What?
Terminator?
No, I can't. I'd have to look for it. But he just tweeted about it recently. It was like, this is how the nuclear holocaust starts. Like, this is because I think that was what Russia said was, if they join NATO kind of thing, they look at that
game on,
basically game on, like that's an act of war kind of thing.
Well, that's
all right, let's bring them in.
Yeah. And as having a child who is close to draft age, it's like effing terrifying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm like, move to Canada, eh?
It's amazing to me that, and I know we've talked about this ad nauseum, but like every election year, all this shit happens, and as a country, it's like we just kind of sit back and watch the show and let it keep happening. And it's crazy to me that in 2024, it's almost become a joke. Like if you're watching it on Twitter, people are just like laughing about it, going, "Oh, we knew this was going to happen," and then it just gets crazier and crazier, to where it's almost like we're living in a movie. It's like the TV show Scandal. I don't know if you ever watched it, but it's like we're living in that, where it was just like the whole premise of the show was that there was like scandals going on behind the scenes, and it was this lady's job to cover it up. Well, then it just got more and more intense as it went. There was like a group of assassins that worked behind the scenes to take people out, kind of thing. And the whole time I was watching it, I'm like, this could really happen. And then now you watch the news and Twitter and everything else, and it's like, oh, I think this might actually be what is happening. Like, it seems more logical that that type of shit's going on than anything pleasant. I mean, I could be wrong, but it all just seems like it's like a big giant reality show, and it's these people who are bought and paid for by the right people, and as a country we're just supposed to accept it and hope for the best. And it's like, I think we're kind of in a bad spot. We might want to fix some things.
I'd love to be bought and paid for by the right people or the wrong people. I don't care. I have a price, and I know the dollar amount. So if any bad guys are listening, let's go. But did you hear the Terminator prophecy?
I love how quickly you're willing to sell out. You're like, fuck it, bring the money on. I'm ready.
Hey, man, as in the words of the $1 Million Man, everybody has a price.
Yeah, it is true.
I can't laugh like him. I've tried. But did you
try.
hear the Terminator prophecy?
No.
So I saw it on one of the socials.
Does this have to do with Monday's solar eclipse? Because there's lots of prophecies.
No, that's the apocalypse. World's coming.
Yeah, that's the apocalypse, and we are in trouble.
We had a good run.
Some people are in trouble.
Yeah, but no, it was saying, there's going to be machines, look like humans, this, that, and the other. And the lady's like, Sarah Connor's like, oh, whatever. And he goes, no, not today. In 40 years. Terminator came out in 1984. That's 2024. Yep.
Yeah. That's, huh. Yeah. I mean, we're pretty much there. If you look at the AI, like we've talked about that too, how that was what the studies were suggesting, was that AI was going to be smarter than any human combined in the world, which I feel like it already is. You can pull any information from it immediately by just typing the right prompt. It'll pull.
I disagree.
Okay.
I stumped Siri yesterday.
Oh, how'd you do that?
Well, Kai asked me a question, so I said, let me ask Siri. She knows everything. Huh?
Did you sing to it again?
No. I said, hey, Siri, how many casket matches has The Undertaker won? They couldn't answer. It just sent me like random things. I had to do a manual Google search and then count myself. So, yeah.
How many was it?
He's 13-4.
13-4. That's a lot of casket matches.
There's 22 total casket matches.
And he's been 17 of them?
Yep.
That's pretty amazing.
Yep. But they didn't know it. Like, usually because it could like just, boom, he's won 13 or he's been in 17. Because I did that with Miley Cyrus the other day. I said, hey, Siri, how old's Miley Cyrus? And 31. Okay, thanks. But didn't know how many matches how many casket matches did there. So, yeah, it's not good, perfect yet. But
well, I feel like if you would have typed that into an AI model, it would have worked. Like if you would have typed it into an AI model, it would have done what you, like if you would have went to Chat GPT or something and you would have typed that in, I would assume you would have got the answer.
We'll test that theory. I've been using Chat GPT for yesterday. I'm using it quite a bit. Yeah.
I love old Chat GBD.
Chat GED or whatever. I don't know. It's GPT. I know. I was just joking. But
I was really hoping you weren't joking and that you really just had no idea what it was. That would have made it so much better.
Chat Gebert.
Chat Gebert.
Anyway, some business news. Protesters in Sunnyvale, California shut down entrances to Lockheed Martin to disrupt the weapons supply of the Israeli genocide on the Palestinians.
Oh.
Yeah. One employee was going to work. He pulls out a knife on the protesters because they were making him late to work.
Oh,
that video was like, yeah, I don't like what they're doing. I don't like war at all. Whatever.
That's dedication to your job, because I'm pretty sure I would have just taken that as, all right, we got a day off today. I'm going back home.
Well, like they blocked the entrance. Then like they came at him and like the video I saw, I don't know if he tried to run one over. I don't know. But like they're like in his like banging on his windows and stuff. He gets out with a knife. He's like, get back, get back, get back. And then like he gets back in his car and they go back. It's like, okay, he just swung a knife at you. Let's not go back to the crazy person with a knife swinging that thing.
Well, as we learned this past weekend, people do not have a whole lot of awareness.
No. And you want to learn about self-awareness, listen to Thursday's episode, Squared Circle Expo. Fun event, fun place, fun time. A lot of cool people. You get your eyes opened to the world.
Yeah. We got to go hang out with a lot of really cool people all weekend. So if you have not, or if you do not listen to our podcast, go check it out. It's on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, iHeartRadio, and Google Podcasts. So it's the diner, and it's basically the picture we've shared multiple times with our faces photoshopped over diner ladies.
Absolutely.
So if you have not listened, go check it out. We have a lot of good ones on there. And our audio is getting so much better because we're actually learning how to use our shit.
Yep. And then, so this week I got to watch and I finished it. The documentary Quiet on Set about Nickelodeon.
Yeah. I watched clips and I couldn't do it. I could not sit and I couldn't do it. I couldn't sit and stomach through it.
Well, I will say Dan Schneider is a piece of crap.
Yep.
But since he's not been charged with anything, he's actually higher on the depth chart than some other people. I
don't know how that man's not in prison. Because he did more than what's out there. Like, if that's out there, they probably did even more than what it's saying they did.
Well, what he did in the first episode of, like, the adult women, just treating them like garbage. Come on, man. Like, don't be a dick. And, but Brian Peck, man, that guy takes the cake. Yep. So they were talking when they brought back all that with another new cast.
Oh,
they had this big party at his house, and they went to this room, and one of the kids was like, he saw a picture of a clown, and he's like, that does not fit. I can't remember what it was like a themed room and then a random picture of a clown.
Oh, yeah.
And Brian Peck was like, hey, yeah, you see that picture? And he asked him about it. He goes, yeah. He goes, this is a painting from John Wayne Gacy. And for those who do not know who John Wayne Gacy is, serial killer, I believe from Illinois, and he killed a lot of young men. Well, Brian Peck ended up becoming pen pals with John Wayne Gacy. So he's already
That's not a red flag or anything.
Right, big red flag. And he did very inappropriate behavior with Drake Bell as really bad. I don't want to get flagged, so I'm just dancing around it. Drake said, picture the worst thing somebody could do to somebody else, and that's what he did to him. He gets charged 16 months in a state prison. That's it.
That's all?
That's it. And they finally, so they had a bunch of people write letters on Brian Peck's behalf, and they unsealed them here within the last couple of years. The names, oh my gosh. I will not watch Boy Meets World anymore. I'll tell you that.
Who was it?
Eric Matthews and Sean. Eric and Sean were writing letters on Brian Peck's behalf.
All right.
They can.
They wonder why they're all getting caught now. Like, this is why. Because, clearly there's something behind the scenes that aided that. Because I feel like that's one of those things that you do that type of shit to a kid, that should be a life sentence. Like, you fucked up that kid's life forever, you get the same treatment. Like, that's not okay in any aspect. Like, it explains why you see these child actors and stuff, they all go nuts. That was kind of one of the Diddy things. Was there was a video of him and Justin Bieber like out in the woods, and they were getting ready to do like a 48-hour sleepover or some shit. And then there's a bunch of clips now of all the songs that Bieber's done that's been like kind of down and depressing. And they're like, what did Diddy do to this kid? Like, kind of deal. And yeah,
he got Diddy.
I hope every one of these people get everything they deserve.
Yeah. But so I got more on this piece of trash, Brian Peck.
Okay, let's do it.
He gets out of his 16-month sentence. He gets another job working for Disney now on the set of The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Okay, so convicted person who did this stuff, and then you immediately hire them on another network again. How does that not?
I don't know.
Glaring red flag.
I don't know, but I'm just like, there was another one of those P words who did get busted. I think he's still in prison. He wasn't high up on the society totem pole, so he got a much harsher sentence. But it's just like, what in the world?
Yeah,
it was. I guess it was the '90s. We thought everybody was a good person, and as looking back, you're like, oh, yeah.
Apparently, they all like to diddle children, which is just baffling to me. Like I don't, I can't. The amount of people that they say they have on these tapes and everything with Epstein and now Diddy, I'm very interested to see it all play out and how it like all comes to light. And again, I just hope every one of these assholes gets everything they deserve.
I hope so. But let's move on to some fun stuff.
Yeah.
This
Get
is
out
kind
of the doom and gloom topics.
This is kind of more positive, but Gilbert Arenas, he is former basketball player, now media person. He bashed Nikola Jokic for winning MVP. He said he's the worst MVP winner in the last 40 years.
Oh.
And I'm like, okay, well, let's check out Gilbert Arenas' resume. He never won MVP. So why are you talking trash?
I was going to bring this up because I assumed we would talk about the Caitlin Clark playing against LSU and then obviously the final game coming up. I had that on my list, but I was watching, I think it was on Twitter this morning. It may have been just on the TV, but it was Stephen A. Smith and all of these people just like that. I feel like they all do it for the same reason. They know if they can throw out a controversial topic, even especially sports related, because it's not ever going to be like really detrimental. Like it's way different if you go in on some hot button issue and start taking the other side to get clicks. You're probably going to get absolutely killed on social media. So whatever. But I feel like a lot of these sport analysts, they just pick the opposite side and it's all this clickbait bullshit. Like they just want to be relevant. They get people to argue with them. And it's a whole model of, I'm just going to go against the grain, be negative just to get the reaction and the clicks. And like, he's made a career out of it. Like, I feel like it's the way Skip Bayless kind of does his thing. Like there's a whole group of them that they just feed off of the negativity. And because they were talking about if UConn would have been healthy all year, if people would even be talking about Caitlin Clark. And it's like, she puts up 40 points a game. I'm pretty sure people are still going to talk about her, but it's just one of those, like, she's the hot thing. So they can talk shit about it and get the clicks, get the reactions, get the people fighting with them on social media. It's hilarious that, again, that they just, that's their theme is let's just be negative and take the opposite approach just to get as many clicks as possible.
I don't know. I'm just like, why are we Jokic, dude, he came from like the goat land in Europe and now is dominating the NBA. Like that's a sweet story to hear. I don't know much about. Like I don't research these guys, but I'm just like, that's a cool story. An immigrant coming in here, becoming MVP. Yeah, he makes billions of dollars, but you know what? So did other people.
These people also, I feel like once they get fame and then because like Gilbert Arenas, I mean, I don't think I've heard that name in a while. I could be wrong, but I feel like a lot of times that's what it is they want to stay in the mix. They want to get their name out there. They want the attention. They want people to talk about them. So then it's most of the time, I would assume it's not even really their take. They just choose the hill to die on because why not? You get a bunch of clicks. People are talking about you. Even if it's negative, your name's back in there and they're getting paid because they're a verified account. They can get ads, whatever it is that they're going for that clickbait style. They do it in wrestling all the time too, where they'll take something out of context. They'll take a rumor and go with it, or just because they know they'll get the clicks, they know they'll get the reactions from people. And it's like people make a whole living off of that. They find the negative aspect in it and go for it.
Oh, absolutely. I listened to a Shawn Michaels interview from a long time ago, and he said, the wrestling fans blow so much stuff out of proportion. He goes, we take like a little pebble pea-sized thing and make it something, and then because we know it's just gonna they'll blow it up 1,000 times more. He goes, so we don't have to give too much. So then you come up with your own storylines, come up with your own thoughts and all that.
Well, look what happened with The Rock and Cody. The headline was Vince McMahon. The headline was the trafficking, the craziness, the text messages, all of the above. And then all it takes is for The Rock to come back, which is obviously a big thing all in itself. And then they do everything that they did. And then you change the entire narrative on social media to where now people aren't trying to cancel the WWE. They're not nitpicking every single thing they've ever done. Now everyone's talking about is The Rock and Cody, and that he screwed him, or that Cody deserves to finish the story, or The Rock's the greatest of all time. And then it's the same thing they do with everything in the world. It's that bait and switch. You can, because like I said that a minute ago, things go off of Twitter so fast because everyone's attention span. It's like, okay, cool, that happened. Like there's no follow through. You don't ever get, I mean, obviously when things come to a conclusion, you see it, but it comes and goes off Twitter so much. If you're not on there every day, it's gone. Like you have to go physically seek it out. If you didn't see it, you more than likely you're not going to see it on Facebook. More than likely you're not going to see it on a normal news source, because obviously one of them's they're all biased towards whichever side they want to be biased towards, kind of thing. But yeah, it's crazy how the attention span and how fast things fly through. And it's like, well, hey, hold on, I want to know what's going on. Like what happened with this? I need some like follow up here. And then you have to go seek it out. And like I said, when I went and looked up the Diddy stuff earlier, there was a lot of the same type of headlines, but most of it was just flooded with ads and everything else. And it makes it very difficult to find what the hell's going on.
Right. I got you. Did you see the Oakland Athletics are leaving Oakland?
No, I knew they were trying, and I assumed that was like a foregone conclusion. Are they going to Vegas too?
That's the long-term plan. Like they're building a new stadium in Vegas, but temporarily, I think for 2 years, they'll be in Sacramento.
Really?
Yep.
The A stadium always looked kind of shitty. So
that's where the Raiders played too. So it was doing double duty.
I feel like for a long, they needed something new. They've been playing on a football field for most of their tenure there. And I mean, they've been up and down. Like they had their couple decent runs, but they haven't been like good in a long time.
I feel like even though they're like, I think Oakland's a big city, I almost feel like it's a small market city, you know, like they have, you got your big, but like San Francisco's right across the bay. So that's kind of the big, you know, this the big brother. And then they got Oakland, little brother. But I don't know. I've never been to California, so I don't know how big each city is. So
yeah, I haven't never been out there either. That'd be fun. Well, maybe not now. It seems like California might be a little chaotic.
Yeah, I'm good.
No, I don't want to go to any big city right now. It seems like that would be a bad idea.
Well, maybe somebody knocked on my door. Maybe in 2025, all the craziness be over.
Because the election will be over. So then you don't have to worry about that stuff anymore. Well, you're still gonna have to worry about it. It's just not near as high.
Yeah.
We talked about it before we went on air, but I don't think we've talked about it while we've been on here. Seems like the ISU men's team had a good run, and looks like their coach is going bye-bye.
Possibly. There'll be a formal announcement this weekend. But after seeing
like today, they were acting like it was going to happen sometime today, that it was already again, it was all the rumors on Twitter and such, but what was it, 6 years for $12 million? I mean, if that ends up plus incentives, I mean, if that ends up being the case, that's a tough one to turn down.
Like I said, everybody's got a price, baby.
And when you're making, a fraction of that right now, the ceiling can't be that much higher. I mean, I would assume they could probably have counter offered with something, but I can't imagine 6 years, $12 million was in the cards. So that's like, especially coming, I mean, I don't know his background or anything, but that could be, some pretty life-changing money for you and your family.
I would think so.
And for going a couple hours down the road. So it sucks. And I'm sure that.
But you know what? You got to credit him. Like, thank you, Coach Schurz, for making it. He was there 3 years, and I think 2 winning seasons, and then this historic. I mean, it was up there with Larry Bird's season. So I mean, he had a hell of a run with them. And like I said, nothing's been confirmed. He might stay, but that's a very, very tempting offer. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, $12 million. That's nothing.
That's a lot.
That would have been. Yeah, I don't blame the guy for not turning it down if it ends up being what he took.
Right.
I mean,
But
yeah, that's some
that was
life-changing money.
that was a great run by ISU this season. Great season. Oh yeah, the Texans made another trade.
Yep.
Stephon Diggs is going to Houston, baby.
They're actually doing some work. It looks like both of our teams actually did some stuff in the offseason.
Yeah, your team traded their quarterback though. I don't know if I like that.
We'll see how it goes. I'm pretty positive they're getting Caleb Williams, so we're about to find out. But it might also be the same as the rest of the years for a Bears fan.
It could
they
be.
Just suck.
Yeah, but Texans been turning it on. I've been making a lot of moves this offseason. They came off a very good season last year, and we'll see what happens. But like I said, I don't want to shoot too high and then it'd be a dud year. That's usually what happens. But
obviously they see that window and they're like, hey, let's give him some weapons and see what happens.
That's true. Hopefully everything works out. But Josh Allen doesn't have anybody right now.
No, that was weird. That kind of sucks for him. Hey, we're getting this close every year. Let me get rid of one of your best weapons. Sorry about that.
Yeah, but like, we're done. We're gonna rebuild. Okay, whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's a fascinating business.
It is. It's very fascinating. You're just like,
well, because you have the fans. Well, you have the fans' perspective that, like, you fall in love with these people. You have the emotional connection to them. And then on the other side of it, they just look at them as, like, pieces of their chessboard kind of thing of, like, okay, if we can save money on this guy, we can spend some more money here, or this money can go to these two people. Or, I mean, there's obviously a lot of business aspect to it that goes into those decisions. It's a very interesting world.
Very, very interesting. I mean, I'm pretty cutthroat on Madden when I'm building my team.
But that's the exact like mindset that I was going from. There was the knowledge of Madden where you just look at it like, okay, I can get rid of this dude, and like there's no emotional connection to these people. But in real life,
anybody
like, man, I just bought his jersey for $200. This is bullshit.
That is true. Yeah, sorry, he's gone. The general manager got rid of him. He's gone. But
so I saw. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'll finish with mine. I didn't know you had more topics.
Well, mine's wrestling related. So if you
that was mine. So go ahead.
Bret Hart was voted by Bleacher Report #1 WWE superstar of all time.
Really?
Yep.
Like based off of what criteria?
I don't know.
You're supposed to read these things and find out.
I did. I got on Twitter. It was trending. I clicked it and I read 3 or 4 tweets and it kept saying that. I'm like, okay, that's all I need to know.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like he was really good, but
I'm guessing it was like technical skills, like because he wasn't a big he moved merch, but he wasn't like Hogan, Stone Cold, Cena, or Roman or anybody like that.
He didn't have the draw numbers. I don't feel like he had there's not a whole lot of super memorable Bret Hart promos. I mean, so it almost has to be off of in-ring technical ability, but even like if you're talking like just being a legit wrestler, Kurt Angle has that technical ability, that kind of deal. I mean, that's a very interesting. Yeah, it's one of those things that it's so hard to pinpoint like the greatest of all time in anything because they're all different and they all played their part in a different way. I mean, obviously you have, The Rock, Stone Cold, Hogan, Flair, Cena, now Roman Reigns. Like you've had your face of the company kind of thing. And I guess too, you kind of look at it that way. Like Bret Hart wasn't that guy either. Like he wasn't. That's so interesting that they.
Yeah. It was. I'm guessing just based off of ring work and skill, and I mean he was very talented in the ring. I will say that.
Absolutely. Like he was definitely awesome, but to be like #1 overall, that would not have been my thought at all. I would have put him in the top 10 for sure, maybe even top 5, but I don't know that #1 would have crossed my mind.
Well, I don't know. But then WrestleMania is this weekend.
That was what I was going to bring up. What match are you most excited for?
I want to see the tag match: Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins versus The Rock and Roman, and I hope to God that Cody and Seth win. I want Cody to finish the story so we can move on to something else.
They're almost. So here's my prediction. I have no idea. I don't read any of the dirt sheets. Nothing. I think that Rock and Roman win night 1 to put it even tougher on Cody. And then night 2, somehow Cody prevails, whether it's somebody else interfering or a group of people interfering to help him or however they play it out. And then Cody gets the win because they're playing almost like lumberjack style to keep them out kind of deal.
Billy Cassidy just commented and said she's watching WrestleMania for Lil Wayne's new single.
Oh, I didn't know he was releasing a new single.
I didn't know Lil Wayne was going to be at WrestleMania. So
I knew he said he was going to be at WrestleMania. I didn't know he was releasing a new single though.
That's pretty sweet. Lil Wayne existed.
Still one of the best concerts I've ever been to was Lil Wayne. That was awesome.
Never been.
It was. If you get a chance, that was a great concert.
I'm not a concert goer, you know. So.
But yeah, that's my prediction for how that one. That's probably the best storyline. I feel like
it is. It's The Rock is playing a great heel because I effing hate him, dude. Like,
yeah,
God,
he's definitely doing his job. Whether they did that on purpose or the Twitter world forced their hand, I'm not sure. But either way,
so if The Rock turns on Roman and Cody beats him, we're gonna have to hear the asterisk. You get an asterisk because The Rock helped you. I'm like, beat him clean and let's move on. Like,
yeah,
because the bloodline story is awesome. I am just sick of Cody Roman. Like, let's move on.
What do you think happens if Roman ends up going over again and they're going to set it up just to screw him one more time and get Roman next year at Mania for the title?
Well, maybe, but that was
for another year.
What I read was if Cody loses, he can't challenge for the title again.
Yeah, so, I think that was what they said. I don't know if that was like around the press conference or after the press conference, but it was right around then. Oh, my lighting's like
it's crazy
flashing and shit. Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
But that's just where I'm like, okay, something's got to happen because I need a new storyline. Like,
yeah,
I wish they would have had Cody win last year. Cool, everybody would have popped. Been cool. Moving on, we could have had Rock Roman this year, and it'd been a whole different story. But
my guess is the Rock thing because he went on one of the talk shows and they asked him about wrestling, and he made the comment that they had stuff in the works, but it didn't pan out. And then they kept trying to make things work and it wasn't panning out. So I'm guessing this all transpired. And then, because why else would you have Cody win the Rumble if this wasn't the way it was supposed to shake out kind of thing? Like they almost had to have known what they were doing for it to fall as perfectly as it did for them because it set them up in a good spot. I wish they would just keep the foot on the gas because they did such a good job of blurring that line between like reality and wrestling kind of thing where you're kind of watching it going, oh, okay, like maybe there is some tension here, but then they'll fall out of it and they'll fall back into the wrestling promo style stuff where you're like, oh, okay, like that part might have been a little less scripted. I wish they would just take the reins off. I know it's hard because you have to have people that all have the ability to talk shit like The Rock does. And I don't know that they necessarily trust all of them to do that all the time. But I wish they would just let them keep doing the real UFC style back and forth. Because you get into it and you kind of have that whatever suspended disbelief where you're like watching it going, oh, okay, like there might be some real animosity here. And you buy into it. You get into it way more.
Yeah. I mean, there's still a couple Samoan Dynasty guys we have not seen. Jacob Fatu and Zilla. Is it Zilla Fatu? It's Umaga's kid.
Oh, okay.
We haven't seen him. He's new. Like, he's up and coming. But it's like, and Solo he's getting screwed. He didn't get a match. He's just a manager.
Yeah. I feel like that could come into play, too, at some point. Because they always put Solo out there to fight whoever it is that they're talking shit with. So I think that could come into play, too, where he turns on him. And it's one of those like, nope, you guys used me as your muscle kind of thing, fight your own fight or whatever kind of thing. They could utilize that as well.
Absolutely. It's going to be something to see. Plus, with it being in Philly, you're going to see some ECW guys like somewhere in the crowd, on stage. You never know.
I've heard, like I said, I've deleted most of the rumor accounts off of Twitter because it drives me nuts whenever you're scrolling through. Like they spoiled one of the surprises of somebody who signed with them from AEW. And that sucks. Like, I love watching it, and then that stuff happens, and you're like, oh man, I don't want to know. Like, I don't care to know.
I want to react.
Rumors and what's like, because then you like it's no longer fun. You're just watching to see if the rumors happen now. You're not watching it to like actually watch wrestling. You're watching it because it's like, oh, I want to see if I'm right or if these people are right. It's like, yeah, that takes the fun away. It takes the fun away with the way Twitter is, where you're watching Twitter kind of dictate the storyline. And I could see him telling Cody no again just to kind of push it back onto Twitter a little bit. Like, I could totally see them doing that. That's why it's fun, because you have no idea what's going to happen. You have no idea how it's going to play out, and they've done a really good job of making it fun and enjoyable again.
That's what I don't want to know the backstage stuff. I just want to watch and enjoy and see what happens. So that's just me. But I'm looking forward to it. I always look forward to WrestleMania. It's like my favorite weekend. So I want to go. I'm gonna have to like start an OnlyFans to afford it, but
I have heard rumors that next year we might have that opportunity. I have heard next year might be an Indy.
Oh,
I don't know. I forget where I saw that or heard it, but that was one of the rumored places that next year's might be for 41.
Deal.
So there might be an opportunity.
We'll pay $50,000 for a ticket, or whatever it is. I can't believe it's ridiculous like that, though, man. I just.
And I get it, because you have people coming in from all over the world, but yeah, it just, you're getting that many people in there, you're making your money. Relax.
Yeah. And I'm hoping, like, when you buy the ticket, you're good for both days, and then the experience, because it's like a week-long thing now.
I think it's separate. I think both nights of WrestleMania are separate. I think you're buying a ticket for Saturday, or you're buying a ticket for Sunday, or both. I'm assuming they have combo tickets that you can go for both nights, but I'm guessing that you're buying a ticket for both nights.
Good God, man. Like,
yeah.
That's ridiculous. But, hey, I guess people's going to pay it because it's always full.
Yeah, they're clearly not hurting to get people in there. So, I mean, they've built one of the biggest entertainment things of all time. And they know they can charge an ass load of money and people are going to pay it. So I will happily sit on the couch this year and watch it from either your house or wherever we end up.
I will. I kind of prefer that over, it's cool to be there and experience it, but also it's like, I don't have to wait in lines. I don't have to deal with a bunch of people. I can go to bed and watch it later if I want.
Yeah. And once you get, to me anyway, once you get past a certain point in the stands, like if you're not in the first couple rows of the floor and you're not in that first section off the floor that kind of goes at an angle, I mean, you can't really see anything. So then it's just, you're there to feel it, I guess, because I mean, you're not getting like you're watching it on TV from the chair, which is cool, but that's such a hard thing for me to be like, yeah, I'm going to go pay $5,000 to sit up at the tippy top and not be able to see anything. Yeah,
that's just to say you were there, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm kind of cheap though, so
same.
I'm just like, we'll see.
Yeah, I feel the same way. It's like, we'll just watch it, and if it's in Indy and we can get there and make it happen without spending, every ounce of money we have, then great. But
sell my house to go to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
No thanks. Like,
no,
good.
Just keep watching it on TV for $10 or whatever it is that Peacock costs.
Yeah,
which they usually run WrestleMania for free, don't they?
Well, it's just in your monthly subscription.
Oh, I thought usually around this time they always offer like a free month of Peacock or something, like they did with the network, where WrestleMania was like, all right, you can jump on and do a free trial kind of thing, because they know everyone wants to watch Mania and half the people are going to not cancel the subscription after they're done.
Yeah. I don't know. I just pay the whatever it is a month, and it's cheaper that way than paying per event. $50 a whack or $70.
Yeah, because it used to be $50-$60 every time we watched a pay-per-view.
Yeah, no, it's like I'll pay 10, whatever.
Nuts.
Yeah, but
well, what's your prediction? Who wins, Roman, Cody?
I'm gonna say Cody. I hope it's Cody.
I hope it's Cody too. I'm gonna go Roman just to be opposite. and then
I guess we'll find out.
We'll see who wins.
What if you can bet on it?
At one point, they were trying to get that added. I haven't been on a betting app in so long. I have no idea, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I did a couple dollar bets, and I had a good streak going. Then I lost, my $4, and
I'm done.
Kind of got out of it
anymore.
It is what it is, but
yep.
I like your bracelet.
I like yours too. Keep pushing.
Keep pushing.
Speaking of that, go to the shop.thedinerpod.com. We really do have designs ready to go. They are on my computer right now.
Yeah.
So we do have some brand new designs that we're working on. So they will be out very, very soon as we figure out how to get them put on the website.
Yep.
And figure out the exact design we want. And then figure out my lighting and why the heck I keep going from dark to, it must be the sunlight coming in. I have no idea. But it keeps like flashing and it's driving me nuts.
Yeah, I keep thinking there's like a flash.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to just get a ring light and put it on the back of this maybe because I don't like it. We'll figure it out. We're getting there though.
We're getting there. Hey, we've done a lot of upgrading. So
yeah. And we're learning the technology, so it'll keep getting better and better, hopefully.
Yes, it will.
Well, you ready to wrap this up so you can go make your 80,000 shirts?
Yeah, no shit. Yeah. So thank you again, gold sponsors.
Thank you.
We are
Thank
out
you,
of
everybody,
here.
for watching. If you want to enter a wing contest, reach out to us on any of our stuff, and we'll get you in.
Yep.
We will see you next Friday.
Bye.
Bye.